the DJ Pro.
Just to give you guys a summary of what we're going to talk about and a couple tips you need to know about, we're going to go over cue points. Here you see the red, yellow, and green cue point on the left deck. You see the plus signs where you can add them. We're going to go over that later. There is the red cue point, yellow and green. The red cue point on the right deck. We're going to follow that down to where that cue point is. Before mixing any songs, you need to know about keys. This song is at 10A, which is based off the Camelot scale. Each musical key is represented by a number and a letter combination. Here we have 6A, 10A, and 2A. The outer ring has the major chords, while the inner ring shows minor chords. These keys set the mood of the song, which is energetic, depressing, anxious, or sad. You can go up or down one increment or to the side as well. This example is the most basic way to start mixing in key. However, you can also add 7 semitones to any key on the Camelot scale. For example, 1A mixes with 8A, 2A mixes with 9A, and 3A mixes with 10A, 4A mixes with 11A, so on. You just add 7.
Song structure.
Then we're going to talk about song structures. You got the intro, which can be 4 bars or 8 bars, could be 16. You got to count them. Then you have a chorus, which is 8 bars. The verse, which is 16 bars. The bridge, which is 4 bars. The outro, which is 4 bars or 8 bars depending on the song. These are things you need to count, which we will talk about soon. Every song is different. They can be constructed differently. Okay, you can have the intro, the verse, the bridge, the chorus, and then the outro, or it could be mixed differently. You can have the intro, the bridge, the verse, the chorus, outro.
Example.
You got the intro beat, the verse, a bridge, a chorus, another verse, 16, a bridge, which is 4, a chorus at 8 bars, and then the outro at 4 bars. This next song, it has an 8-bar intro. We have an 8-bar chorus, 16-bar verse, 8-bar chorus, 16-bar verse, and then a 4-bar outro. Now let's see where a good point would be to mix these songs together. Okay, so the first track is playing. It's going through the chorus, the verse. Get through that bridge. This is a perfect spot. Look, there's 8 bars there, and this intro beat is 8 bars. So if we start mixing that beat into that chorus and mix it over, look at that. Simply visioning this in your head can help you out big time. Now that we went over song structures, and all songs are different, now we're going to talk about how they're the same. Every song has a count. It starts on the first measure, counts to 4, and that counts the first bar. Okay, then it goes to the second bar. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes to the third bar. This is the playhead position on the Serato DJ Pro software. The kick is always the 1, the snare is second, the third is the kick, and the fourth is always a snare, and it repeats itself, and it keeps going on and on and on. This is with all songs. We're going to count the kick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. That's how you count. So again, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Doesn't matter what the tempo is. This is the count on all music. The 1 is the kick, the 2 is the snare, the 3 is the kick, and the 4 is the snare. Now let's see this in action. As you can see, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, they're all synced with the other song. Okay, here we have Uptown Funk and Greenlight by Pitbull. They are mixing. They are the same tempo at 1:15, and as you can see, they are synchronized. They don't always have to be the same exact tempo. If the other tempo is double or half the other tempo, it will mix also. For example, let's double up a 60 beat per minute track and mix it with 120 beats per minute. As you can see, the 120 beat per minute track lines up with the 60 beat per minute track. So now we're going to compare different songs that have different beats per minute, different tempos. Top one has 78, then we have 97.5, 95, and 115. And as you can see, they all start on the 1. They all start on a kick, but since they're different tempos, they do not line up and stay together. Okay? The two songs that are closer, 97.5 and 95 beats per minute, those are the ones that are the most similar together because their tempos are close, about 2.5 beats per minute off. But as you see, as you go down the line, it starts to fall off big time. That's why beat grids and learning how to count is so important, because Serato isn't always correct. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is drag these songs over to my Serato DJ library. I'm going to highlight all of them and drag them to the Analyze Files tab, which I'll show you here in a minute, a close-up. I have an i7 processor, so it analyzes 7 at a time. It will depend on your computer on how fast that analyzes. Now as you can see, you can organize your songs by tempo and by key. These are the two main things to focus on when mixing. So now I'm going to add a track to deck 1 here. I'm going to delete this cue point. Give me the green light. Give me the green light. You just want to go all the way through and set your cue points. Then, like I said earlier, you want to edit your beat grids when they're not correct. This is an incorrect beat grid on the song Yeah from Usher, Lil Jon and Ludacris. As you can see, you can click on edit beat grid, you can click on the arrows. You want to get the 1 on the kick where it starts the beat, alright? You want the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 on the kicks and the snares. And once you find the 1, you just click save, and that's it. You've edited your beat grid. You want to do that with all your songs. Don't be like this guy. Learn how to DJ the right way. So the first thing I do when I load in my track is I go to the beginning, which I could have just clicked. Now I'm going to use my DJ controller to set a cue point. Now you don't have to do it that way. If you don't have a DJ controller, you can just go up here and click on this first plus sign here, and that will start your cue point. You can then hit the play button right here. You can assign its color by right clicking. If you want to color code everything, I highly recommend it. For beats, I usually keep it red. That way here I know if I go to here, it's going to be just a beat with no vocals to it at all. Then what I do is I'll pause it here. I'll go to the next waveform here. Whenever you see a change up in the waveform, you usually want to go and put another cue point somewhere in that area. So we'll wait for it. Seems like the change up is right about here. Now in order to teach beat matching, every single song you've ever listened to has a count to it, no matter what it is. This first section here, you don't hear a kick or a snare. All you hear is the melody. But you can imagine that there is a kick and a snare. That will help you to stay on count. Now if you see here, the key of this beat is 6A. This beat is 10A. Now these beats are two completely different moods and they don't match on the Camelot scale, but I wanted to give you guys an example. If you look up here, you'll see it says 92. That is the tempo. The closer the kick and the snare, the faster the tempo. The farther away the kick and the snare, the slower the tempo. If the kick and the snare were farther away, it would be a lower number. It would be a higher number if the kick and the snare were closer. So the kick and the snare on this beat is closer than they are on this beat. Now I'm going to show you how to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. You notice how everything is in fours. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to count it, right? We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 4 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 6 1 2 3 4 7 1 2 3 4 8 1 2 3 4 1 1 2 3 4 2 1 2 3 4 3 1 2 3 4 4 4. And then it looks like that's when it gets into the verse here. This is gonna be 16 when it gets to here. And then we got the chorus again, we got 16, we got another chorus, and then we got an ending, which is probably gonna repeat the chorus. The reason I'm drilling this in your head is because every beat and every song has this count. So when you hear DJs listening into their headphones, they're counting this. When does this song start? How am I gonna mix this song into that song? Make this song end perfectly while this song starts and make it sound like it's all natural like a DJ does, right? So now we're gonna go over to this side. I'm gonna set my first cue point right here. Now let's count this one. So we're gonna start at the 1, and just so you know, on every single song we're starting on the kick. As soon as he hits the kick, 1 2. You can even see the kick in the waveform itself, okay? They're usually red or orange. That's orange, all right? So we hit that, that's the kick. Now if you see here, the snare is usually a purple whitish color. That's what a snare waveform looks like right there. All right, so if we're gonna count this from the beginning, we're gonna count from 1, okay? So let's count. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4.
6A and 10A are different harmonies and don't usually harmonize well together. This is just for demonstration purposes. In the Serato program, once the songs are matched in tempo and you've started mixing your songs, these lines must be parallel. These two instrumentals are synced, which means the Serato program automatically matched the tempos of these tracks at 78 beats per minute. All I did was push the sync button. Changing the tempo of a song can be noticeable during a performance. Mixing songs too far in tempo can be challenging.
Alright, so now we're gonna unsync the left deck. We're gonna hit sync again. Get ready. 1 2 3 4 1. On the 1, bring in the bass. Take out the bass on the other one.
Not bad for white boy.
High filter the right deck out. Get ready to unsync.
This was an example of why songs too far from tempos and harmonies don't really mix well together.
Let's do this the right way.
Looks like I've already analyzed these songs here on another Serato program on my other computer. So we have some similar beats here. These two, for example, 122 and 130, those are close enough to mix, and both are at 3A. So I'm gonna load this one up here, and I'm gonna load this one down here. As you can see, it shows you the BPM right here, and you can see the BPM right here. As I make it go up, it makes the beat grid smaller. As I make the beats per minute go down, it makes the beat grid longer. When I hit sync, it's gonna sync that track, 122, to 130. Now if I click sync on this side, it's going to sync this track 130 to 122. So let's say we have this track playing, everybody's listening to this track. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. That would be 60 beats per minute right there, around there, 65. Alright, so now this one is at 122, so we're gonna sync this one to it. That way here, the one that's playing doesn't get affected. Now if we were gonna do it the other way, you see how it would affect the song that's playing. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna sync on this side, and now it looks like we've synced this one to this one. Now it's not perfect, but it's close enough. Alright. Now since they're both at 3A, this is gonna sound good. Alright, so let's see. One, two, three, four. One, one, two, three, four. I'm throwing it in on the one with the one. One, two, three, four. Two, three, four. Then you would hit sync off. And of course you would take that off.
I'm not gonna say what it is that I'm feeling, 'cause then it's too real. Can't get too close, 'cause I'd rather be lonely than watch you disappear.
I'm gonna take sync off, hit sync again on this deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now we can start to bring it in. Ready? Turn it up. Start to turn it down. Take the loop off. Turn it down. Unsync. Alright, this one's 5A, this one's 6A. Take it on that side. I'm going to turn on the loop and get ready to sync it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to hit Y, slow it down. Now I'm going to get ready to bring it in. 3, 4. See, these go together. We could even halfen this. See how it evenly splits into it? Halfen it again. You can keep doing it. A little build up. Just gotta stay on count. 1, 3. You guys enjoyed this video. I spent a long time on it as far as doing the animations myself, you know, mixing everything, getting everything going and organized. I would really appreciate it if you guys could like this video, subscribe if it was helpful for you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask. Analyze those files, guys.
The DJ Pro.